Newsource. We are live from Sanford Stadium about a commotion outside that happened earlier this morning. Plus, two big storms are brewing in the Atlantic. Find out if they're headed our way. And finally, a new Panda Express cut the ribbon in Athens today, and a local marching band is set to benefit from the opening.
This is a special partnership that we created, so this day only, limited edition.
All that and more tonight.
This is Northeast Georgia's only local source for TV news. From the Grady College at the University of Georgia, this is Grady Newsource.
Hello and welcome to Grady Newsource. I'm Catherine Young. Today at about 11:30, fire and police responded to Sanford Stadium during a homecoming event at Tate Plaza. Joining me are Grady Newsource reporters Becca and Lori, who are live at Sanford Stadium where first responders showed up. Becca, can you tell us why so many fire engines were at the stadium today?
Catherine, there was actually a fire inside Sanford Stadium. Myself, Lori, and Newsource reporter Caleb Hensley heard the sirens and rushed to figure out what was going on.
Lori, what did you see?
So Catherine, the first thing that we saw when we arrived here today were hundreds of students at the Tate Center doing homecoming celebrations. So there were a lot of people around and a lot of stuff was going on. Then we see 5 fire engines pulling in with lights on, sirens on, and rushing into the Sanford Stadium gates. The next thing that we see is up in the stadium between the 200 and the 300 level, firefighters in the stadium making sure that the fire was put out properly.
Around 11:30 this morning, sirens echoed across the University of Georgia's campus as more than 5 fire trucks and 7 police cars arrived at the gates of Sanford Stadium. Athens-Clarke County firefighters quickly climbed the steps up to the concession stands.
No, they just had a small fire in one of the concession stands up there. The extinguisher system put it out, so we're all squared away.
Chief Ash reassured there is nothing suspicious at this time and they do not know what started the fire. Hundreds of students were gathered at the Tate Student Center while participating in homecoming activities at the time of the fire. Transportation was blocked on Sanford Drive and opened back up within 30 minutes.
So there's nothing to worry about to our viewers at home. The stadium is completely fine and absolutely nobody was harmed.
Becca, what else is happening at Sanford Stadium?
Yes, I was at Sanford Stadium when we heard about the fire, and in just a couple of short months, on April 25th of next year, the University of Georgia is hosting Live Between the Hedges, headlining Jason Aldean and Luke Bryan, with special guests Zach Top and Lauren Elena. Now, Luke Bryan and Jason Aldean headlined the one concert we had back in 2013 and are coming back in April. Now, Director of Athletics Josh Brooks stated he wanted performers who had roots here in Georgia, and Aldean and Bryan were both born and raised here in Georgia. Thank you, Catherine. Back to you in the studio.
Investigators are searching for a motive after 4 people were killed and several more wounded when a man opened fire at a Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Michigan. Authorities believe the shooter was able to spark a fire, destroying much of the church. A suspect has been identified and the FBI is investigating the attack as an act of targeted violence. Back in Georgia, we all might have pushed the gas a little too hard, but in Watkinsville, police say those few extra miles or hours adding up to the city's leading violation. Grady Newsource reporter Lauren Wright talked with the police about the dangers of speeding and how lessons stick long after the ticket.
Watkinsville police issued more than 1,000 citations this year, with 254 for speeding, making it one of the leading violations in the city. Chief James R. Woods says it's not just about tickets, but about education.
Dangerous because there's so many distracted drivers, first and foremost, and statistics show that the slower the speeds, the less possible injury or death. So, my belief is you do as much educating as possible to the driver.
There were more than 300 fatal crashes involving speeding in Georgia in 2023. In Watkinsville, speeding often happens when drivers come off county roads and into the city, where limits quickly drop.
Speeding probably is our number one violation, because like if you're driving out in a county roads, it's 55, and then as you come into the city, it goes down to 45, 35, 25.
To track problem areas, Watkinsville police use visual message boards that record driver speeds.
They're called visual message boards, so they will record speeds. And sometimes we can put your speed versus the actual speed and show you, and it just collects data.
We've all been in a hurry before, but officers say speeding just isn't worth it. A few miles per hour could mean the difference between making it home and not making it home at all. So officers are stepping up their patrols and to keep drivers in check and safe.
For some drivers, it takes a ticket to fully understand the danger.
I've been able to learn that it's very, very dangerous to speed, being given that you need to not only drive for yourself, but drive for others, because you never know what may happen, and that your life may be at the cost of others or vice versa. So I've learned to just truly be more cautious in the way that I'm driving.
With speeding leading Watkinsville citations, officers want drivers to remember, speeding is not worth your life or others. Lauren Wright, Grady Newsource.
This year, UGA Transportation and Parking Services is bringing back their airport shuttle initiative. Grady Newsource reporter Lauren Coughlin tells us more about the discount for out-of-state students.
The Airport Shuttle Initiative allows for a discounted rate, saving students 19% on the cost of the Groom Airport Shuttle service for out-of-state students during the holidays. Senior at the university, Samantha Lichter, says she's used Groom many times.
I would say I use it about 4 times a year for every break, and then it's there and back, so 8, I guess.
One fare each way costs $52 without the discount if purchased online. The initiative is set to run from November 21st to December 1st, 2025, December 5th through December 13th, 2025, and January 8th through January 12th, 2026. I'm standing here outside the Groom Transportation Office, just one of the places in Athens that students can come to get on a Groom shuttle. For Lichter, she continues using Groom because she can conveniently be picked up on campus in front of the UGA Hotel, one of the other pickup spots in Athens.
$50 always add up, especially if you go both ways. So having the discounted rate for all out-of-state students is a huge help monetarily, and just, as I said, the convenience of Groom, it just gives out-of-state students an opportunity to save up on some money.
I'm Lauren Coughlin with Grady Newsource.
Coming up after the break, a look at how local libraries and how they serve their community.
Move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
I think I finally found.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Mason.
Hey, Mason.
Got a new house. It's looking pretty cool so far.
A place that I call home.
I'm teaching Louise how to cook some lasagna.
It only takes a spark to make a fire start.
The Dutch.
Thank you.
Study, please.
I think I finally found a place to make my own. A place that I call home. This place that I call home.
You're home before sunrise. On top of the house, the kids, and our future. The smell of your cooking is our alarm clock. My Shiro's day is never done. So let's start saving a little more now so we can feel prepared for retirement. A free 3-minute online chat can give us the personalized tips we need so we can live our lives to the fullest. Visit aceyourretirement.org.
If you're looking for something to do in Georgia this week, check with your local library, as you might be surprised to what's there.
Commerce Public Library is known for its live bees and DVDs. I'm here today in Commerce, Georgia, and the beehive behind me is not the only thing that's buzzing. Brittany Warren is the Children's Program Specialist at the Commerce Public Library and is planning many upcoming events for the children of Commerce.
In October for fall break, which is the 6th through the 10th, I believe, we have a scavenger hunt for kids and adults. And then we have an alpaca farm coming on Friday, the 10th in the morning.
Events like these help the community come together, like they did over the weekend to donate DVDs to the library.
We have lots of patrons that will go from A to Z, going through every single thing we have. And it's just, this is a more rural area, so being able to get your hands on something new that doesn't include a streaming service, because we don't have a whole lot of ease of internet access out here.
Commerce is not the only one planning for community.
Drawing club is very popular. That provides kind of more of a creative outlet.
Marina Bleach is the manager of Jefferson Public Library and is excited about events.
We also have an origami class now where you can learn origami.
Events.
I would also say Lego Day is very popular for many different age children.
And more events.
In December, we're going to have a Jane Austen birthday party.
But the two libraries aren't so different.
We do have a pretty big group that comes in and looks at our DVDs.
So whether you're checking out a book, a movie, or just want to meet some bees,
we're meeting the needs of our community.
Joshua Malik, Grady Newsource.
We're only a few weeks away from one of the main events of the year from the Boys and Girls Club of Jackson County. The Night of Youth is set to take place on Tuesday, October 14th. Newsource reporter Derek Oliveros went to Jefferson to learn more about the event.
Preparations are on the way for the Night of Youth, an annual fundraiser that has been going on for almost 20 years. The event is hosted by the Boys and Girls Club of Jackson County, a group that focuses on youth development and creating supportive, safe environments for local children. The event honors the kids and the impact the club has on them. The kids truly take hold of the event, according to Madison Dean, CEO of the Boys and Girls Club of Jackson County. She says that the kids MC, perform, and speak at the event.
I think it's also really a real benefit for our kids, not only getting to be in the spotlight, but getting to hear from each other on what the Boys and Girls Clubs has meant to them and how it's been a positive influence in their lives.
The Boys and Girls Club and the Night of Youth event are sponsored by various local Jackson County businesses. Weinstein and Black attorneys at law have been supporting the club's efforts for a few years. Dave McDonald, partner at Weinstein and Black, recalls hearing the kids speakers in a previous year's Night of Youth.
The hope is you can extrapolate from that if the one child is willing to share an experience about kind of what's going on in their life and how Boys and Girls Clubs has helped them, that there's 10, 15, 20, 30 more of them that feel the same way.
The last day to get tickets for the Night of Youth is this Friday, October 3rd. Tickets can be purchased online at the Boys and Girls Club of Jackson County website. Reporting with Grady Newsource, I'm Derek Oliveros.
Besides spooky season and a series of fall products, October typically brings dry weather, but unfortunately September has also been dry. Grady Newsource reporter Isabel Farina has more on Georgia's recent flash of droughts after the break.
I help Santiago in many different ways, like all fathers do, because he always wanted to go to college.
I felt a little embarrassed to come back to school, but eventually, once I came here, I knew that it's for a bigger goal.
He was very dedicated, hardworking. He connected with his teachers. He connected with other students. That was one of the key reasons why he was able to keep forging ahead.
It was amazing to see him graduate. This was one thing that meant so much to him, and of course, it meant so much to us too.
With the help of my father and having my son, that was all the motivation that I needed. That support is everything.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
I think I finally found.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Mason.
Hey, Mason.
Got a new house. It's looking pretty cool so far.
A place that I call home.
I'm teaching Louise how to cook some lasagna.
It only takes a spark to make a fire start.
The Dutch. Thank you.
Study, please.
I think I finally found a place to make my own. A place that I call home. This place that I call home.
Good evening, I'm Isabel Farina with today's weather forecast. Just in time for all things pumpkin flavored, we're starting to get a taste of fall this week, for Athens at least. Temperatures reached a high of 79 degrees today, with winds of 10 to 20 miles per hour, and tonight we'll see a low of 65 degrees. These temperatures will be pretty consistent the rest of the week. We see highs of low 80s on Tuesday and Wednesday, and highs in the mid-70s later in the week. The lows will pretty much stay in the 50s. While these sunny days may seem like a glimpse into sweater weather, it's actually not such a good thing. Throughout the month of September, Georgia has been experiencing a series of flash droughts. This morning, I sat down with Professor of Geography John Knox, who told me a little bit more about these conditions.
And a flash drought is quick by drought standards. Now, it's not like a flash flood. It doesn't happen in like 2 hours or something like that, but it can happen over a few weeks.
He told me this is because we haven't been getting hit with tropical rains. Tropical storm Imelda and Hurricane Umberto, two big storms circling the Atlantic Ocean, were headed towards the southeast coast and were expected to bring some heavy rains, but they're no longer headed in our direction.
Would have been nice to have some rain from Imelda, and Imelda was never going to be a big, horrible hurricane. So in a way, we kind of missed out.
For students, Knox said, this just means we don't need to worry about carrying an umbrella. He even admitted that the cool, dry conditions as we enter October make for great football weather. For today's weather with Grady Newsource, I'm Isabel Farina.
We have the latest on UJ football after a devastating weekend for Georgia fans. All that and more after the break.
They go back to college, learn new instruments, start skateboarding. Okay, maybe that one's not for everybody, but saving for retirement is. With aceyourretirement.org, you can get on track with your retirement savings no matter your age. Just have a 3-minute chat with Avo, the friendly digital retirement coach from AARP. You'll get personalized recommendations based on your input that are easy to understand and work with your lifestyle. It's quick, easy, and free. Plus, it's sponsored by AARP, so you know they got your back.
Gnarly move, Dad.
Thanks, sweetie. So wherever you are in your retirement savings journey, head to aceyourretirement.org and start chatting with Avo today. That's aceyourretirement.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
My Shiro doesn't always wear a cape, but she always has time for a hug, a smile, for going the extra mile. My Shiro stretches every dollar, puts in long hours, puts others first. But now it's your time, Mom. When you're ready to retire, we want you to be able to enjoy it. It's time to start saving now. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to start boosting your retirement savings today. Visit aceyourretirement.org.
Hi, I'm Sophia Stafford with your sports update. First, I have to address what everyone's talking about. Georgia suffered a heartbreaking 24-21 loss to Alabama at Sanford Stadium on Saturday. This ended Georgia's FBS record-winning streak with 33 home field wins. At a press conference today, UJ head coach Kirby Smart said while the players are feeling low after Saturday, he still sees a positive.
I'm glad that they were affected and hurt. There's a lot of college football teams right now. They got teams that the kids don't care. Like when people hurt, you usually get a better response, right? You get a better mechanism of like buy-in or like doubling down on something of like knowing who I am and knowing what I've got to work on. So that part excites me to get to work today.
Looking ahead for the Dogs, they have another chance to defend their home turf and restart that streak this Saturday. They will go head-to-head against the Kentucky Wildcats with a noon kickoff on ABC. Georgia will be hungry for this win, especially since it's their homecoming game. Smart says he considers Kentucky's head coach a close friend and knows Mark Stoops will bring a team with high physicality.
The games that he's been in and the way they played is, you can tell he inspires his team to play extremely hard, and they're always physical. So I just have so much respect for Mark.
Georgia fans can expect to see more than just football this week. UGA volleyball will play against the number 2 ranked Texas Longhorns, who are so far undefeated. It will be a tough matchup for the Dogs at Stegman Coliseum on Wednesday, especially coming off a 2-game losing streak. And UGA women's soccer plays on Thursday against the Lady Volunteers at Tennessee. Again, Georgia will play the role of underdog, going up against the number 5 team as the number 17 team. Though, coming off a record-breaking home crowd on Friday when they tied the Florida Gators, the Dogs may have a little extra win in their sails. That's all we have on sports today. After the break, how a new Panda Express is using its opening to benefit a local marching band. Yay.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
You're home before sunrise, on top of the house, the kids, and our future. The smell of your cooking is our alarm clock. My Shiro's day is never done. So let's start saving a little more now so we can feel prepared for retirement. A free 3-minute online chat can give us the personalized tips we need so we can live our lives to the fullest. Visit aceyourretirement.org.
Julie was always a voracious reader. She'd carry 2 novels on an airplane because she'd read one on a 3-4 hour ride. And at some point, I began to notice that she would read a page and couldn't remember what she had just read, and she'd have to go back and read it again.
I don't remember much these days after I read, but less does for me, and I love it.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight. Both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand, trying to text somebody back. Because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
The University of Georgia plans to redevelop Legion Pool and Field. They look to remove the pool, pool house, and the Legion Field concert stand. In its place, UJ wants to create a community green space and an outdoor amphitheater, along with 70 additional parking spots. However, this decision has come with some backlash. Historic Athens strongly opposes this announced plan, citing historical importance of the structure and its ties to the city of Athens. And over in Forsyth County, on Saturday night, deputies responded after a resident from the Villages at Shake Rag subdivision called police, saying her neighbor showed up to her front door and was bleeding. The juvenile explained that an argument between his mother and her boyfriend resulted in a shooting. Deputies found later this resulted in the death of his mother, an off-duty Gwinnett County Sheriff's deputy. A suspect is in custody. And a new Panda Express is open and operating on Highway 29 here in Athens. Grady Newsource reporter Lori Ruby tells us more about the opening ceremony.
A new Panda Express cut the ribbon on their newest location at 9:30 this morning, and bringing the entertainment was the Classic City Sound, the marching band at Cedar Shoals High School.
So I was talking to the marketing team and I was like, hey, I would really love to have a marching band that will be there for our grand opening to really like make it lively, make it fun, right?
For the students, this creates a unique opportunity to play outside of concerts and sports.
They get performance experience, they get an opportunity to support our community in whatever way, and the community gets to support them.
And this isn't the first time the Classic City Sound has played a ribbon cutting. Last April, when the East Athens Kroger Marketplace opened, they performed there too.
It's just really cool to me, and to be able to be welcomed as like a performer, to be the music for them, that was kind of something I look forward to.
But this ribbon cutting comes with a special opportunity. The band is saving up to replace their almost 15-year-old uniforms.
Any money that we get pulled in right now is going towards that, our new uniform fund.
Panda Express does neighborhood fundraiser events where they provide 20% of all sales back to an organization. But today, for the Classic City Sound, that percentage is much higher.
This day only, limited edition, is at 50% of our sales. For anyone that comes here and supports the fundraiser, it's going to go all straight to the Cedar Shoals High School Marching Band.
The band is just $10,000 away from the $90,000 they need to purchase the new uniforms for next year. And even though Lumpkin is graduating and won't get to wear them himself, he's still excited to help raise the money.
They're next year's. Yeah. But I'm glad that we, as a band, like the new marchers get the new uniforms, so they get to experience, the good part.
For Grady Newsource, I'm Laurie Ruby.
Thank you for joining us. We hope to see you back here Wednesday at 5. Have a great night.
Finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
A lot of people say, when you're going somewhere, you don't want to look back. But I beg to differ. For her to see her father celebrate his graduation, it's the best feeling in the world. I can't lie and say it was easy. But sometimes you just have to stop everything and take it in. I looked at everything in a different light. I realized it started with me going back and getting my high school diploma.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago, in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
There is a road laid out for me.
First night here, but Amy seems cool.
Leading down to the river. I am blind, but I need not see.
What do you think?
I know this road is there for me. If I'm really free, take me down to the river and walk.
So it looks like we're live on air. Thank you very much for those viewers who are joining us and for watching us and supporting us. Today we had a very, very interesting show. The first time, I think, when we actually experienced the thrill and the emotion of actually something happening right down the street here from us. So I just want to commend all the people who rushed from the newsroom when we heard that there were fire trucks right down the road from us at Sanford Stadium. We didn't know what was happening. Everybody dropped what they were doing and just rushed down there. They got some amazing video. They figured out what had happened. And then they had some amazing creative ideas of how we should do that and incorporate what you had experienced in those moments when you didn't quite know what was going on, whether it was going to be a very serious story. So I'd like to ask Becca and Laurie if you guys can grab a microphone and tell us, because we have not done what we did today, and it was all your idea of how to do this team coverage, the fact that you both ran out there, and Caleb, too, our digital producer, also ran with you, and all of you captured some amazing B-roll, put together very well. So just tell us about this new thing that we experienced today and you handled so professionally.
I mean, I think as far as like getting to do team coverage on like a double live shot kind of was a coincidence because Becca was already working on a Sanford story, and it just really, really worked out. And I was so excited because when I produced, I really wanted to do like that 3-box, and then it like, you did such a good job. It kind of just like everything just fell into place perfectly.
It was really team coverage, yeah. And you were working on another story.
Yeah. And luckily mine got done really early in the day, so we were just sitting here and like saw them going the wrong way down a one-way street. And
so what did you learn from that experience?
With teamwork, it's easier because me and Caleb, we ran down there, and then when we were down there, we saw Lori, and we were like, wait, let's go to her. And then we just got a bunch of B-roll. We were able to tag team interviews. She was able to work on her project, and I was able to work on a project, so it just came together pretty good.
Caleb, tell us what it was like for you. You were the digital producer.
I was like, you just want me to explain what I saw, or?
Yeah, anything you want to share with the rest.
We saw the fire truck. We were like, surely that's not really much, but let's go check it out. And then it was obviously a big deal. We were like, that's wild. And then we just sat there, recorded B-roll, and yeah, just trying to be a team player, basically.
Any insights for the other people who might just look around you and always always check out if you see something?
Me walking outside wasn't going to take my time away from anything important, so it's better to just be proactive about it, I guess, because you never know. That's where you go.
And Abby, how was that for you? Because it was truly a team effort, very impressive. So tell us, from your point of view, what did you learn?
First off, I'm very grateful that I had 3 other people in here that were ready to think on their feet. I was already planning a live shot at Sanford with Becca to talk about Live Between the Hedges, and we saw the fire truck go, and we kind of didn't really think that it was going to be at Sanford, so the fact that it was also there wasn't great for the stadium, but it served to our benefit a little bit, and getting to kind of plan a live shot like that was really fun to do, and I'm really grateful for the amazing tech team that we have and for you guys for being so willing to kind of try something new for all of us, but I actually really enjoyed getting to do that. It's a little bit of adrenaline. I enjoyed getting to kind of work on that.
And speaking of adrenaline, Blakely, you helped make this happen. So from your point of view, have you done something like that before? Was that new for you as well, or?
Like the 3-box?
Yeah, and just that kind of team coverage thing with 2 anchors in the same place.
Yes, yeah, we've done some similar stuff before, but I wasn't directing then. That was super fun. It went really well. It went super smoothly.
Thanks to you and the training of your volunteer team.
Yes, our volunteers are the best. Thank them every chance you get. They are so awesome. And they're just doing this for fun. So they're not getting class credit or anything, so please be appreciative of them. Just some general stuff today. It was a really good show, so I don't have much. As always, please get everything in on time. If it's not in by 4:30, I need you to tell me. If it's going to go in late, tell me or Gabby when you get it in, so that way we can go right then and go import it. Because if it goes in late and I don't know it's in late, I'm not going to go back around to it because there's a billion other things going on. It was pretty good today. But just for future, just let me know. Balance the audio in your packages, as always. We had, I don't remember what it was today. There was one thing that was just really loud. So just be aware of that. Always. And then my last thing is if something changes from a reader to having like a SAW or a VO or something, make sure you change that in the rundown for the treatment, because that just lets us know that we need to go look for whatever piece of media we're going to import. Just so it's just like a little visual cue so that we know, like, hey, there's going to be something that we need to go to. Because that's what happened for the Forsyth shooting. It says it's a reader, so unfortunately. It's also not showing up for some reason in my like playout controller. So make sure you're like putting all the things in right. But yeah, it was a really good show, guys. That was awesome. So yeah, thank you.
And thank you. You guys did a great job. This wasn't an easy show, and you pulled off a very smooth show. And Catherine, what about, how was that for you? Because that was also tricky for you as an anchor to talk to two different people, go back and forth.
I would say that Becca and Laura did a great time writing. So I actually didn't, like, the way you wrote was very conversational, so I didn't struggle at it, which I was worried because I didn't have the time I would like beforehand to look over what you'd written, but because it was written well, I didn't struggle with it. But I thought it played out really nicely. It worked really well. I was really happy with it.
And one thing I wanted to mention, always thank your reporters, even if it's not scripted for you, and I know you were handling with so many different things, but always thank your reporters. And Becca, you don't need to thank your anchor when you're live. You know, she needs to thank you because you're live there. So you don't need to say thank you and back to you. Just back to you. You did the right thing, just don't thank. And you thank. And you thank. But I just thought, this is just a small thing, nitpicking here, but I just thought you guys were quite extraordinary and it was really, really good. We keep trying new things and innovating and creating. I'm really, really proud of all of you. And so now you got a taste of, you have to look around me because you never know if there's going to be some breaking news or something unusual happening. And it happens even here. Thank goodness everything was fine. Nobody was injured. It wasn't a big thing. But you practiced how to respond and change. A lot of you had to change gears. Stories fell through. Pitches didn't quite work out. And a lot of you had to pivot. And you made it happen, even if it was just with one source, but still we had interesting things that we covered. Loved all the anchors. Your performance was very natural, very good. Very nice weather, very informative. Quite complex things that you managed and to do with two different sound bites, two different things to talk about, ending it with something. I like how you smiled at the end. You could have had that beautiful smile also a little bit when you were talking about the temperatures, but it came together very well. Very nice outfit also. And Sophia, very nicely done as well. One thing I noticed, which I was really happy to see, you were actually referencing your graphics. But you did just this, I wouldn't turn my back to the viewer, but instead of just saying this, I would slightly move the body, because people weren't quite sure what that meant. But if you move your body just a little bit, that's the only, I'm nitpicking. But very strong performance from all our anchors, and I'll take a closer look at the show if I notice anything. A lot of use of hand gestures, of pitch and voice and pause. It was very good. And let me see if I had some packages, very strong. Joshua, that was a very strong package, very well done. How you worked with sound bites, finishing your sentence, and the close-ups were just quite amazing. The only thing was the stand-up was out of focus. Check your stand-up before you leave, and you look like you were talking down at us because you need to have the camera at eye level. Maybe you didn't have a tripod, but it looked like you had a tripod.
The ground that I was standing on was taller, and I'm tall in general, and the camera was just lower, and it had to.
Yeah, it looks like you're talking down at us. So, yeah, but that was the only thing. It was just but very well done. I just love the way, guys, you can learn how to write to video from what he does. Let's see. Oh, be very careful. We heard somebody laughing when we were going to break. I don't know if it was you, Catherine, or you, Izzy. Assume when you're in the studio and you have a mic, assume that that mic could not be cut off when you're in the break. So we heard a little bit of laughter. It was okay. It was not after a story where it would have been very insensitive or anything, but always assume. And I'll tell you one very embarrassing. I thought of something that happened actually at CNN to one of the anchors. So she was wearing this wireless mic. She doesn't turn it off. She goes into the bathroom. And before she goes into the bathroom, she has this conversation talking against her mother-in-law to somebody as they're washing their hands. She didn't go to the bathroom, she went to wash her hands. So she's washing her hands, and I mean, just talking, about what an awful person her mother-in-law is. And the mic is still on, and they haven't cut it off. And that, her mother-in-law heard that at home. And it didn't do well for her marriage, She's remarried happily now, but so you never know. So the mic, if you're wearing a mic, don't assume it's off. Just be very, very careful. And I'm telling you a true story. So yes, it happened. The anchor shall remain unnamed, but it happened. It wasn't me. Yeah, it wasn't me. No. No, but she continued to be on CNN. She's on another network now. Yeah. So longevity, she's still on another network. That happened 20 years ago. All right. You're not going to get it from me. Yeah, so let me see, anything else? Lauren, that was a nice package. Remember how Gray told you to kind of pick a relevant, so for that stand-up, maybe where you were standing was not the most relevant place, but just think of what you're saying and where you're standing. But that was another very strong piece. I mean, you're covering your beat just perfectly. There's always something interesting, always something we can all relate to. And so keep doing that. Just the stand-ups, maybe that's the next thing you could think about. And again, I'm nitpicking. I just want to give you some guidance to develop your skills even more. So again, that was a great job. That was a great package. But just because Gray also mentioned that, so that's something you could develop further, because I want you to keep learning. But you're doing such a great job. Covering a police beat is not easy. And Lauren, you pulled this off. I know it wasn't easy. So I like the way it came through with my former student that you interviewed. Tell her I said hi. And yeah, just one thing, it seems like your graphic was something you took off UGA website, right? Don't do this, because graphics, even though they're UGA graphics, they might be copyrighted and they might be allowed only to be used on a website, not on live air. So always make your own graphic. Do not assume that a graphic can be used, because you might be violating some copyright. It's very strict. So just wanted to make sure everybody else heard that. And yes, Derek, that came together. Very nice close-ups. You're very good at close-ups and B-roll. Just the, I had one note here, just a little shaky B-roll at certain points. I don't know if you had a tripod or not. Nice framing. I love the way you framed your human sources. Just the last guy, McDonald, didn't have headroom. I don't know how that happened because I saw the great framing of the other sources. So that was very nice. And we talked about how to do a preview next time you do on the real world. You already know how to do that. So yeah, did I miss anyone? I think I talked about everyone. And do you want to add anything? And you, Caleb, anything? Tyler, Jordan, if you guys want to, the digital team, I want to give you a chance to speak as well. Anything? You are important as well.
Yeah, I don't really have anything to say though. Jordan did everything very timely, and that's kind of like I mean, the content creator does the hard part, so it was chill. It's cool.
All right. Good.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Team player. Yeah.
Okay. All right, and so now I want to hear from our Sojo people. How was your day today? What were your adventures? Did you get to talk to people? Did you nail down something?
We did. Our two-person team went to Madison County today. We kind of had a bit of a runaround with trying to find an issue, which we were kind of prepared for thanks to Jackson County kind of leading the way with that. We ended up going to the Chamber of Commerce to talk to, once we had talked to like 5 people, we were like, these are the issues that came up, kind of what exists for these issues. So we ended up deciding to go with transportation because most of our counties don't have public transportation, so it is an issue. We have an interview set up. Our solution is in a neighboring county. Elbert County Transit has been running for 30 years. They are a public transportation service that kind of has a fluctuating pay scale. So from anywhere from like $7 to $75, you can go to like Augusta, Atlanta, and they service surrounding counties. So everyone we talked to the senior center, we talked to a resource council, and they all mentioned that as kind of where they refer out. So that's kind of the solution that we have set up right now. We're going to Elbert on Wednesday to interview the transit director, and hopefully he'll let us ride along with him on his route as he like takes people around. But that's kind of.
And how are you going to talk to beneficiaries and the drivers would be interesting to talk to, but also the people who are using it need to hear from them. So think about. And how long has that been? Has it been there long enough to show evidence?
Yeah. And so they actually won an award in 2018. So I just sent a follow-up email because we talked to them on the phone earlier this afternoon, but they're expecting us. We reached out and asked if we could interview the driver and then potentially talk to some people who are just en route, because we're hoping that we can ride along with him so that we can kind of see
talk to the passengers.
Yeah, and talk to passengers. So that's our plan right now. But we at least have the interview set up Wednesday morning, so we're just gonna kind of see where it goes from there. But
that's amazing that you were able to actually nail down even a solution at that point. Can you write it up for me?
Oh yeah, I have it written up. I just wanted them to look at it before I send it to you, but I can send it to you.
Yeah, very well done. Yeah, you found a solution, and you've got that on camera, people talking about transportation.
Yeah, and I have the thoughts transcribed as well, like the 2 that we picked, or the multiple we picked out where people were talking about transportation.
Yeah, and then once you do that story, you'll go back to your county to ask for reaction. This is what they've done. And get insights also from Elberton, you said?
Yes.
Insights from them. So if another county is, or another town is to implement this, what do they need to know? So that's pretty impressive. I look forward to just reading the pitch, and from what I gather, that's impressive that you guys were able to come up with a solution too. Very
Yes,
well
and
done.
shout out to Zach, because we were actually able to talk to the chairman today too, because that's his beat, so.
Yeah, very
it
well
was-
done.
it
Zach,
was
you want to share some insights as well?
I thought it was really enjoyable to meet a lot of different people, and they all seemed
Yay,
very...
somebody said it was enjoyable because I kind of feel like I'm forcing people
No,
to.
and you know, they
See,
all
guys, it's
seemed-
enjoyable.
They all seemed very appreciative of the chance to talk about issues.
There you go.
Even the people that didn't want to be on camera. We had this one guy that his small business is like a retro video game store, and he's been doing that for about 2 years now. I think his name was James, and even though he didn't want to be on camera, he was talking for like 10 minutes to us about all the different things he'd
Yeah.
like to see done in the county, and we're literally just walking into like Dollar Generals and walking into like cafes and talking to people, and I didn't think that it would go over that well to just kind of walk in and like ask to be, you know, put on camera on the spot. But people really, locals actually seem to really enjoy the chance to speak out about issues that, you know, maybe they want to have done. Like they actually want reporting on these issues. They want reporters to confront these issues because they want to see those issues represented in the news. And so I think it was really rewarding to kind of, you know, be an advocate for communal issues in our, you know, position as journalists. So.
Yeah, and that's why I created this idea to not, you know, to look for solutions, but look for the solutions that actually the community is looking for. And I'm glad that you guys enjoyed talking to people and letting them speak instead of us speaking for them and finding a solution that we think is important to them. So thank you for saying that you enjoyed that and it was fun.
Yeah, I will say, like, one piece of advice, just like for all the other groups, is like, it is a little hard, I feel like, to kind of parse through the solution, because even when we were talking to the chairman, he was saying that he was surprised to hear that transportation came up. He was like, this is something that, like, Madison County is kind of a generational county where you have, like, various different ages that live in a household. But he said that, like, we're coming on a time where public transportation is going to start being a big issue. So, like, we have, like, kind of thoughts of him saying that. But we talked about a lot of different things with him because people just didn't have really a consensus on one big issue. It was so many different things.
He also said very interestingly that people like to abuse the EMS and the ambulances to get to their doctor's visits, and they'll just call the ambulance to come take them to their doctor.
But they still have to pay
appointments
for the ambulance, and that's expensive.
And wellness checkups.
He was saying that was like a big issue, so we will probably use that.
He said, like, he's got a radio in his office, right? And like of like the 30 or so calls they get a day, about like 4 are actually real, and all the rest are just people trying to get places by using the ambulances, which I thought was crazy.
But the people have to pay for an ambulance.
I know, and that's why I
and
was
they
like,
still.
I was kind of blown away when he shared that fact because I almost didn't understand it. Like people are like that's expensive. Like ambulances are not free here. Like. I don't know.
Better
I mean, maybe
call a
transportation
taxi
is,
or something. Yeah.
They're really willing to pay that much for transportation.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I don't think they have Ubers.
They don't have any.
But they have ambulances.
There's no Uber in Madison County. There's no Uber in Madison.
Really? So they have ambulances. Yeah. Thank you guys. I really appreciate your productive day, and so keep working on it for Wednesday. You have another, your final sort of day if you want to outline your script or whatever, because then you'll get busy with other stories and there's a package needs to be ready. You'll have to see, there's so many different deadlines that I don't remember exactly when, but you will have time, one of you will have time to kind of finalize it. But again, it has to be written, it has to be approved. And then you have some time to finalize it and put it all together before our show that Larry's going to produce. Oh, by the way, that story came together, the Panda Express. You found it. You found the meaning of that. And you shot, I mean, it was great that the B-roll you shot, and it came together so well as an ending, and you placed it very well at the end of the show. Yeah, so you never know. You never know. Stories, they have a way of, they have their own life. Sometimes you think something is going to be great and it's not. Sometimes you're not sure and it turns out to be better than you expected. So that's why I love our job. It's always a surprise. No one day is like the other. You can see, like today, no one day is like the other. Mickey, I wanted to thank you. Mickey got some response to that AJC story. They said that they weren't named, at least. Yeah. Yeah. So we have one response and we're still looking for 3 more, and we'll see how we can use that. So guys, that is all from me. I continue to be amazed at all of you. Just, you know, from what happened today to quite a few of you, you realized what it takes to come and be prepared with 2 sources and a story, and well thought out story. So you start creating content that you can put on your reels. That's really important, because the more you produce, the more you'll have a choice, some good content, so you can get jobs. So I hope every one of you learned something today, and I'm really happy with all of you and really proud of you. And I look forward to Wednesday, but again, get working on, I know you're tired, but get working on something as soon as possible and get those sources. Thank you, all of you, and I'm here if anybody wants to talk to me one-on-one or.
Can I say
Yes.
something about Sojo really fast?
Of course.
So we're adding a sports segment, so we'll have a solutions journalism on local sports, and we only have 2 people on that team right now, so if anybody else wants to do sports journalism and get on that team, let me know as soon as possible so that we can get that going. And then if anyone wants to be the anchor, also please reach out to me ASAP, because we are trying to figure out who's going to anchor that show, so let me know if you want to do it, and like if you have a specific vision or a specific pitch, include that, and then we'll get that going.
Yeah, we want the anchor to have some ideas and to, for us to have a reason to, like, you know, Larry proved it to me that she wanted to produce and she came up with a concept, and so we want somebody, an anchor, that comes with ideas and committed and passionate and innovative, which is all of you. I know all of you are passionate, innovative, and committed. So really, that's another happy day. You guys made me very happy with everything you did, and I look forward to seeing you again on Wednesday. Go get some rest. Yes.